Good afternoon, children. Today again we have to work on irrational numbers. We have already understood what irrational numbers are. We discussed the definition of irrational numbers. We had also taken some examples of irrational numbers. How to represent irrational numbers on a number line. We had completed that aspect, and today I will be telling you, I will be giving you the proof, how to prove root 2 is an irrational number. Yesterday I told you that if you find the square root of 2, it is giving non-terminating, non-recurring decimal. It is giving non-terminating, non-recurring decimal. Once again I want to write that here. Square root of 2. Square root of 2, I had told you yesterday, square root of 2, 562, 37, up to this the calculator is showing. But when we actually do it on the paper with pen and paper, this list will be very long and it will be going on and on. Now here I told you, this is neither terminating, it will not come to an end, and it will not recur also. It will not be, there is not a group of digits which is coming again and again. There is no period which is repeating. But with that, I had also told you, some children might be having some doubts. Up to this it may not repeat, and after that if it will go on repeating like this, 2, then this can also be a recurring decimal, because mixed recurring types of decimals are also possible. So after taking the square root of 2 up to how many decimal places? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have taken 11 digits after decimal places, and we are just assuming, taking it for granted, that up to 11 digits it did not recur. Up to 11 digits I did not see any group of digits coming again and again. That means this might be, or you can say must be, one non-terminating and non-repeating or non-recurring decimal. See, this is one wrong assumption, somebody can say, because maybe there are decimals in which the period will repeat, maybe after 100 non-recurring digits. And who has the patience to sit and find the square root of this up to 100 digits and then to see that a group of digits recurring, coming again and again after that. So it is, of course it is possible, but it is a time consuming method. So for that reason I told we will take some alternative methods. Some other method is there. This method, it may not convince people. I will say, you see children, up to 11 digits it did not recur. So how many, up to how many places I will be doing like this? And that is why after doing up to 11, up to finding up to 11 places, I am assuming that it is non-recurring. My assumption is wrong. I cannot convince you that way. I cannot forcefully convince you. You should be convinced by seeing the things automatically, not through force or through compulsion. So that is why we have another method that is called method of contradiction. And that method is widely and universally acceptable, and that is a very convincing method also. So that proof we have to go for a proof now. Maybe it is a little longer, but if you understand the steps, understand the logics behind it, there is nothing to learn. You will be also able to write it even if it is very long. So how to prove that root 2 is an irrational number? Not only root 2, all these kind of numbers you see, root n, that means n can stand for 2 also, 3 also, 5 also, 7 also, 11 also, 13 also. See, any prime numbers, even if it is not prime number also, even if it is not a perfect square, not a perfect square, then also we can prove it, like square root of 6. Square root of 6, that is also an irrational number. We can prove that. So here n stands for a number which is not a perfect square, and it is a positive number. A positive integer which is not a perfect square. So we can prove that. Even we can prove that cube root of n, where n is not a perfect cube, that also we can prove by contradiction method. We can prove that they are not rational numbers or irrational number. So we will write here, prove that root 2 is an irrational number. Irrational number. Prove that root 2 is an irrational number, or root 2 is not a rational number. Root 2 is an irrational number, or root 2 is not a rational number. So how to start? You see, we have to start with a statement, one assumption we have to take. We have to prove that it is irrational number. Suppose we are thinking, no, it will not be irrational, it will be rational. If we agreed, okay, it is irrational number, then nothing to do. But we are not accepting it. No. Root 2 is rational. Root 2 is rational. Root 2 is not irrational. Root 2 is rational. With that belief, we have to start. Let root 2 be a rational number. This is our assumption. Let us assume that root 2 be a rational number. Let us assume the opposite. Let root 2 be a rational number. That implies root 2 equal to, we can write a by b. That is the definition of rational number. A number which can be expressed in the form of a by b, where root 2 equal to a by b, where you have to write this is very important, where a and b are integers. A and B are integers. A and B are integers. B not equals 0, and A and B have no common factors other than 1. Where A and B are integers, B is not equal to 0, and A and B have no common factors other than 1. That means they are co-prime. That means A and B are in the A by B is in the lowest term. That implies On squaring both sides, we can get square of root 2 divided by a by b divided by a by b square. Here we can write squaring both sides. Squaring both sides. What we got by squaring both sides? 2 equal to a square by b square. 2 equal to a square by b square. That implies by cross multiplication 2b squared equals a squared. That implies, see here, a square equal to 2 into b square. A square equal to 2 into b square. Example you see here, 14 equals 2 into 7, and that is why we say 14 is divisible by 2. 14 is divisible by 2. 14 is divisible by 2 because 14 can be expressed as 2 into a certain integer. 2 into a certain integer. Here a is integer, b is integer. So b is integer, then b square also integer. So if a number can be expressed as product of 2 and a certain integer, then this number must be divisible by 2. So we can write that here. That implies a squared is divisible by 2. Divisible by 2. That implies a is also divisible by 2. A is also divisible by 2. A squared is divisible by 2. A is also divisible by 2. If a number is divisible by 2, then its square is also divisible by 2. A square is divisible means A is also divisible by 2. That implies if A is divisible by 2, that means we can write A equal to 2 into m. 2 into m, where m belongs to integer. For some integer m, A equal to 2 into m, where m is some integer, m belongs to integer. That implies a squared equals 2 into m whole square. Squaring both sides. Squaring both the sides. What we got? A square equal to 4m square. 4m square. And now we can see here, you see, I will put this is one equation and here I will put one equation. And from equation 1 and 2, comparing equation 1 and 2, what I will get? From 1 and 2, we get what we get? A square equal to 4m square, a square equal to 2b square. That means 2b square equals 4m square. 2b square equal to 4m square. because here a square is 2b square and here a square equal to 4m square. That is the reason 2b square equal to 4m square. That implies b squared equal to 4m squared by 2, that is 2m squared. That implies b square is divisible by 2. Divisible by 2. B square is divisible by 2. That implies b is also divisible by 2. B square is divisible by 2, then b is also divisible by 2. And here what we wrote, children, you see, a is divisible by 2 here. A is divisible by 2, we wrote here, and here we are writing b is also divisible by 2. B is also divisible by 2. So, what do these two statements indicate? These two statements indicate A and B are divisible by 2. Divisible by 2. That implies 2 each. A common factor. 2 is a common factor of A and B. A and B. 2 is a common factor of A and B. But go back to this condition, children. This condition. A and B have no common factors other than 1. A and B have no common factors other than 1. This was the condition. This was the condition. And on this condition we are working. A and B have no common factors other than 1. But here we got 2 is a common factor of A and B. 2 is a common factor of A and B. This contradicts CONTRADICTS. This contradicts our assumption. ASSUMPTION. This contradicts our assumption. So we can write our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong. What is our assumption? We assumed that root 2 is a rational number, and if root 2 is a rational number, then this must be true. So our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong. If we assume this way, we are getting contradictory result. So we can write here root 2 is not a rational number. Root 2 is not a rational number. That implies root 2 is rational. Root 2 is an irrational number. A number which is not rational is called an irrational number. So this is the complete proof. So you see, if you measure the amount of writing here and you say, sir, this much we will do, sir, this much we will do, there is nothing to measure here. You need to understand here the things. You need to understand the things here. There is no need to measure how many pages it will take. So take here root 2 is rational number. Take here root 2 is rational number, and if it is rational number, it has to satisfy this condition. And with this condition, we are working. Here we are using the divisibility rule of 2. We are using if a square is divisible by 2, some theory, then A is also divisible by 2. And then with that condition, we have written if A is divisible by 2, then it can be expressed as 2 2 into a certain integer. If a is divisible by 2, it can be expressed as 2 into a certain integer. Then if a number is divisible by 2, its square is also divisible by 2. See, these are the simple logics. These are the simple logics we have taken. So what you need to do is, of course, in the beginning when you see the solution, the entire proof seems to be very long, but you need to practice it once, twice, and then you need to write it once. You have to recall all the logics that we have applied here, and then you should be able to write the complete proof. And once you are able to write the complete proof for root 2, if you are able to write the complete proof for root 2, then proving root 3 is irrational number, root 5 is irrational number, that will be very easy for you. Once you know that root 2 is, once you can prove that root 2 is irrational number, then proving root 3 is irrational number, root 5 is irrational number will be very easy for you. And you need to make only small changes, minor changes. You see how to convert this proof into another proof. Prove that root 3 is an irrational number. So I will write, let root 3 be an irrational number. Sorry, let root 3 be a rational number. If root 3 is a rational number, then root 3 equal to a square root of 3 equal to a by b. With this condition, again square it. Squaring this, both the sides we got. Here square of whole square of root 3. Then on squaring, instead of 2 we will get 3 here. Instead of 2 we will get 3 here. And then on cross multiplying we will get here 3b square. Then b square is divisible by here 3 you got. Then you have to write here 3. Then a is divisible, a is also divisible by 3. If a square is divisible by 3, a is also divisible by 3. Then a equal to 3m, a equal to 3m, a equal to 3m whole square. Then a square equal to 3 square is 9. So here 9m square. Then from 1 and 2 we got 3b square. A square equal to 3b square. A square equal to 9m square. So 3b square equal to 9m square. 3b square equal to 9m square. Then here b square equal to 9m square by 3. 9m square by 3, that equal to 3m square. That implies b square is divisible by 3 and b is also divisible by 3. A and b are divisible by 3. A and b are divisible by 3. So 3 is a common factor. 3 is a common factor of a and b, and this contradicts our assumption, and thus root 3 is not a rational number. Root 3 is an irrational number. See, only I made some minor changes, and what are the changes required? It is very easy to notice also. So in the similar manner, you can prove root 5 is irrational number, root 7 is irrational number, root 11 is irrational number, root 13 is irrational number, root 19 is irrational number. Say all these prime numbers, root of prime numbers, you can do in this way. The square root of all the prime numbers, square root of any prime number, you can prove it this way. And then finally you will be convinced, yes, the square root of all the prime numbers, the square root of all the prime numbers are irrational numbers. Irrational numbers. So in the exercise you have many proofs. Prove that root 2 is irrational. Prove that root 3 is irrational. Again prove that root 5 is root 7 is irrational, many things may be there. So this is one of the permits. We prove root 2 is irrational, root 3 is irrational. Then we will move to some other types of proof that we have in our syllabus. So after understanding how to prove root 2 is irrational number, let us prove that 1 by root 2 is irrational. 1 by root 2 is irrational, or it is an irrational number. We have to prove in the same way. Method of contradiction. Let 1 by root 2 be a rational number. That implies 1 by square root of 2 equals a by b, where A and B are integers, or you can write A and B belongs to I, and B is not equals 0, B not equals 0, and A and B have no common factors other than 1. So we can write here squaring both sides again. Same logic we are applying. Square of left hand side equal to square of right hand side. Squaring both sides. 1 by 2 equals a square by b square. That implies a square equals 2b square. That implies a square is divisible by 2. A square is divisible by 2. A square is divisible by 2. That implies A is also divisible by 2. That implies A equal to 2n, or you can write here for sum, or you can write symbolically, you write m belongs to integer. M is an integer, for some integer. M belongs to integer. That implies a square equal to 2m whole square, that is 4m square. That implies here I can write equation 1 and here 2, and from 1 and 2 again, from 1 and 2 we can write 2b square equal to 4m square, b square equal to 4m square by 2, that is 2m square, and that will give, that implies b square is divisible by 3, b square is divisible by 2, b is also divisible by 2, so a and e both are divisible by 2, so 2 is a common factor of a and b, 2 is a common factor of a and b. This contradicts our assumption. So 1 by root 2 is not rational number. 1 by root 2 is an irrational number. See, if you understand one proof correctly, if you remember one proof correctly, then any other proof also, it will be very easy for you. It will be very easy for you. It will not give you any trouble again. So root 2 was rational, so 1 by root 2 also, 1 by root 2 was irrational, so 1 by root 2 also irrational. You see here, I will write prove that 5 plus root 2 is irrational. How to prove this? Is irrational. Prove that 5 plus root 2 equal to irrational. Very easy. We can write let 5 plus root 2 be rational. 5 plus root 2 is rational. So here what we can write, what assumption we can take here, 5 plus root 2 is rational. So what we can write here, that implies 5 plus root 2 is R, rational number we are taking. 5 plus root 2, it is a rational number we are taking. Then we can write here, instead of taking a by b, I just wrote this is a rational number. That implies root 2 equal to r minus 5 by transposing 5 to the right hand side. Then what I got here? Here r minus 5 is r is rational and r is rational, then 5 is also rational, that implies r minus 5 is also rational. So why r minus 5 is rational? Difference between two rational numbers will be always rational. Difference between two rational numbers will be always rational. But on the left hand side what is there? On the left hand side there is root 2. On root 2, that implies r minus 5 is also rational. That implies root 2 is also rational. We have to write, but this contradicts the fact This contradicts the fact that root 2 is irrational. We know that root 2 is irrational, already we have proved earlier. So this contradicts the fact that root 2 is irrational. Hence, this cannot be rational. This cannot be rational. So we have to write here, this contradicts this statement, the above statement contradicts the fact that root 2 is irrational. Because already we have proved root 2 is irrational, but this statement is contradicting it. That is why, hence, our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong. That implies 5 plus root 2 is irrational. 5 plus root 2 is irrational. So this way we can prove any expression which is given in combination in connection with one rational and one irrational number. When it is given, sum of a rational number and irrational number is always irrational. Difference between a rational number and irrational number is also irrational. So examples I can give now here, like you see 7 minus root 3, this is irrational. Or you say root 5 plus 3, that is also irrational. Sum of a rational and irrational is irrational. Difference between a rational and irrational is also irrational number. Even product of a rational and irrational number, 2 is rational and root 5 is irrational. This is also irrational number. So by using this same method, we can prove any such expressions or combinations will be irrational numbers. So numbers are there, some numbers are there in the exercise. In the exercise you have some numbers in that format, that is prove that root 5, root 6, root 5, root 7. I am writing here on the blackboard, root 5. Prove that root 5, prove that root 5, root 7, root 11, root 6, then 1 by root 11, these are irrational numbers. Prove that these are irrational numbers. So by using the method that we followed for root 2, prove that root 2 is an irrational number. So we have proved. So by using that method of contradiction, you try at home and prove root 5 is irrational number, root 7 is irrational number, root 6 is irrational number, and we did 1 by root 2 is irrational number. By using that method or that process, you prove 1 by root 11 is irrational numbers. And these are some questions from the exercise also, and remaining questions, more to 3 questions are there that we will be completing on Monday, and we can move to the next parts. Today the climate weather condition is not supporting us, everywhere storm and wind, even though current is there, we want to wind up the session early today. So thank you children. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you.